Right, now according to data, the last decade was a defining one for real estate business in the country, which has experienced massive growth. When they say between 2013 and 2014, the annual GDP grew from 3.6 to 5%, and that is in matters real estate, with also affordable housing plan attracting more real estate investors. Recently, we just seen the president actually launch affordable housing plan. Yesterday, he was in Machakos. The other day, he was in Kibra. He has been in Kajiado and all that. Today, on Look Up Business, we have this conversation on where to invest when it comes to matters real estate. And joining me for this conversation is Vincent Muthigani, who is the founder and managing director, Levi Property Deal Limited. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I got that right?
Yes.
So we want to talk about where do we invest when it comes to matters real estate. Yeah. What should I be looking at? But before we get into that, you have a company that deals with matters real estate and investment and property acquisition.
Yeah.
Let's start to understand from you what exactly you deal with. What is Levi Property Deal Limited, and what do you do mostly?
So Levi Property Deal, it's a company that is based in Kenya. We buy big chunks of that, subdivide the parcels, and then sell the same.
Okay.
So currently, that's what we are doing as a company. Yeah. However, we have plans to go into other areas of practice regarding the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are these areas of practice that you're looking forward to in 5 years from now?
Let's say we could do something like join affordable housing projects, whereby we would get into construction of affordable housing. Yeah.
And that is very big right now that as you speak.
Yeah, true.
Okay. Now, when it comes to, matters real estate right now as we speak, what would you say your contribution is into the market?
I would say real estate is a huge market, because if you are looking at the economic review of that is this year and last year from the central bank, you notice that we jumped from 463 billion. That is the loans that were actually given to real estate industry, to 460, that is 7 billion this year, closing this year, the third quarter. So I think every company that deals in real estate has its own share in what it contributes to the market. So as a company, our share and contribution has been helping young people and anyone who has a vision of achieving that goal of owning a piece of land. So we're starting from giving you that is a payment plan that can help you achieve that ownership.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's look at why it is important for somebody to invest in real estate right now. If somebody comes to you and asks you, now I want to invest, but I have no idea why I need to invest, what will you say is really crucial? Why is it so important for people to actually acquire property?
The first question I always ask is, where do you want to invest? Because unless we get to the question of where you went or you want to invest, we never understand. As an investor, you're not going to get the value of what or where you want to invest. So the moment you're able to answer that as an investor, where you want to invest, then I'll give you the options of what we have in the market. Yeah, and currently our projects are in Matu, Malindi, and around Kangundo Road. So those are some of the areas and places that we as a company have invested and places that we are selling land.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in terms of acquisition of land, do you, let's discuss how probably you get to make profit out of that.
Okay.
How do you go about acquiring the land, now start selling it to
so we as a company, we have employed a research team. These research teams is that is a group of young people that collects data in areas that people are interested in investing, and from that data that we get from these young people, our research team, we're able to know as a company where we're going to buy land and what are some of the reason as a company why we buying that land. So the moment we get to the reason as to why we are buying that land as a company, and the question always comes to, would I live there? Yeah.
Okay.
So the moment, if I can answer the question, would I live there as a person who is selling that rad, then I'm good to go.
Okay.
And I'll buy that rad, subdivide the rad, and sell that rad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me come to you as somebody who is an investor.
Okay.
You say some of the things that you look at is the question that you actually get to ask yourself, that would I live there?
Yeah.
What are some of the things that you'll say, okay, these are very important questions that somebody who plans to invest in matters real estate should actually be focusing on before they actually get to acquire property?
I would say let's do the basics. Yeah, accessibility.
Okay.
Can you access that place? Is there a sewer line? Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have clean water? Is there security? So those are the basics.
Okay.
Anyone that is selling new property, ask them, do you have a title deed? Do you have a mother title deed of that property that you're selling? And if they don't have the mother title deed, have they subdivided and do they have individual title deeds for particular products that they are selling? So that from that conversation now, you'll be able to know as a person, am I good to go? And I always say, having a title deed is not a guarantee enough that the property is clean.
Yeah.
So go into getting the EDEX, that is EDEX registry map, which will guide you as a person. Because you find, I'll take you, let's say I'll take you to a site, but without the EDEX registry map, I might be selling a rad that is probably a school, and you are not aware.
Okay.
So the moment you get the map, you're able to know this area. You're able to know where the proposed school is supposed to be, where we are selling, the block name, and the number. So those are some of the factors that you look at. And also interact with the people that are next to that rad.
Okay.
Because those are the only people who have got the truth of that rad. They will tell you, this property has gone through walls of walls. So you don't want to get yourself into that trouble. And I always tell people, that is the ritual that you invest in, it's not ritual, it's your hard-earned money.
Yeah.
So be careful and take due diligence. Involve an advocate, they will help you in this process.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not just enough to say, by the way, I want to invest with this company, and I trust that probably you've done due diligence when it comes to making sure that everything we are going to do is actually done by the book.
Yeah.
I also have, as a person, to just go to the ground and make sure that I get the details right.
Yeah, true. And I think it was in the Standards today, the Standard newspaper. The banks are no longer, they have a 50-50, that is, they are looking into not taking title deeds as collateral because of the many fraud cases that are emerging. So you can imagine you have a title deed that you as a person thinks these are genuine title deed.
Yeah.
But the moment you go to the bank, they tell you, no, this is not genuine.
Yeah.
So you have to be cautious with the decision that you are about to make when it comes to rad acquisition. Yeah.
Let me ask you what you would ensure that whoever you sell land to, whoever decides to invest with you, does not get to a point where now they start having questions in regards to their title deeds. What are some of the things that you say, we as a company would make sure that everything that you're going to do is actually done by the book, so that whoever is investing with us at the end of the day will be very satisfied and not have these legal issues that has to do with title deeds?
So as a company, we encourage, we have an advocate representing us, and we encourage a client to get an advocate. And the moment you get an advocate, before we even involve the advocate, we have to do first things first. We get you to see the property, go view the property. After viewing the property, come back to offices. Did you like what you saw? So after discussing that, we can show you the mutation of the property. We can show you the map. We'll show you that is the plot number that you are buying and the number on the mutation form. So after that, now we'll give you the information that you can invest in us. And from then, we'll tell you, you bring in the money and bring in with your advocate.
Okay.
So from there, you engage your advocate now to do the due diligence for you. And doing the due diligence comes with, after you have paid us, we'll give you an offer letter, sales agreement, and a receipt of what you have purchased. So in this process, where we are coming to giving you the agreement, we have already involved your advocate and our advocate on our side. Yeah.
Right.
So this one protects both parties. That is the both parties that are involved in this sale.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me talk about finances, because we say acquiring land is a little bit expensive.
Yeah, okay.
Some extent, somebody will sit down and say, I need a lot of money to actually get to acquire land. I need to save for this amount of period for me to actually get to even own a piece of land, especially in areas, you know, settlers around Nairobi and all that, in Nairobi, and also just areas surrounding Nairobi. Yeah. How do you deal with somebody who has a passion to actually get to acquire land? They are very hungry to be homeowners, but when it comes to their income and the money that they have, they still, it's a little bit tricky. So when somebody comes to you with literally little finances, do they stand a chance?
Yes, they do. So as a company, our projects range from 100,000 to a maximum of 850K. So we give them an option. We have 3 options. So you can come in, pay 200, that is pay 2K, that is 2,000 per week, and 2,000 per week in a month, that is 8,000.
8,000 a month.
And do you know, within a duration of let's say 1 year, 6 months, you have been able as a person to own a property. That is because our projects are very affordable. The projects in Matu ranging from 150 to 160,000. The project in Malindi, a project ranging 50 by 100 to 100K. So if we were to sit down with you and that is draft, that is a payment plan for you. And this payment plan, let's say you're comfortable with paying that is 2,000 shillings per week. In a month, you have paid 8,000 in 1 year. And if you do the maths, in 1 year and 6 months, this person will have contributed to an amount amounting to 150K. So this is good money. This is money that can give you a property in Kenya.
Okay. So wow. So literally 2,000 somebody can be able to get to, you know, in the long run, on land.
Yes.
That is just land. And let me talk about locations. What goes into you deciding which location is best to actually get to invest in? You mentioned Matu, Mala, we are talking about Malindi.
Yes.
Is this because of the, is it affordability, or is it because of there's much property out there to actually for people to acquire?
I would say that is affordability is a factor, but again then, what are people investing in the market? Because if you look at Machakos County, it's one of the counties and town that is upcoming, and a county that you would live in and work in Nairobi. And Mara is just 23 minutes from CBD. So, and then considering Kenyans, we have appreciated that is domestic tourism. There's someone who would like to invest in Malindi, a place where they would build a holiday home. So we are looking at somebody the market. Like so we are looking at what people are currently interested in. And into that consideration, as a company, we make now a decision in where we are going to acquire land and sell the same. Why is location so important for somebody who wants to invest, though? Location is very important. Because, for instance, let's say you work in Nairobi and you're interested in a property that would help you work in Nairobi and live next to the city. So the location is so important because it can help you as a person, and it will help you also mitigate some of the factors that will involve you not getting fired from your place of work because you're getting late. So someone who is looking to someone who is looking into investing, they look at location. And then it also goes down to why and where. Because if you don't answer the question where, then even if you are to be given a piece of land that is next to Nairobi, then most probably the affordability and some of the cost that comes with being next to Nairobi, you might not achieve that. So the question of where you're buying, it's very key, because this is the question that will inform you and will also enable you to make that decision. Let's look at these locations. Do locations actually, to some extent, decide how much that property is going to, be sold for? Because you can want a piece of land 50 by 100 in Nairobi,
The same piece of land, if you compare the same piece of land in Kajiado or Kitengela or whichever other place, you find that the prices are different. What makes the one in Nairobi a little bit expensive compared to one that is in Machakos?
I would say now you look at the companies that are selling land in the country, and what is the perceived idea of you buying that is land next to Nairobi? It's expensive, right? So the moment you go a little bit out of Nairobi, the prices definitely will go down. So as a company, even as we acquire these pieces of land, we are aware that the further you are away from the city, then the less expensive it becomes also for you to tell people that we have this project and we would require you to invest this certain amount of money. So it also requires that the moment you go out of town, away from town, then the prices will still be lower because the availability of land is there outside the city. And you find there are some areas that have not been exploited yet. So what do? You exploit those places, and also find that those places that are not exploited are in the process of growing. You didn't compare a place that is upcoming and a place that has already grown. So those are some of the factors.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's look at some of the best areas to actually invest in right now. If you want to look at how the market is actually operating, how the real estate industry is actually, sector rather, is actually operating right now. Which areas, which towns will you say these are the best towns to actually invest in? If somebody can rush, but then you can start from there.
I don't think there's the best town to invest in. It depends with why you buying. Okay. Yeah. Because if you don't answer the question why you buying, then even if you are given a place that is very far away from the city, you still not be comfortable with what you buy. Okay. So it's a question that comes to, as a person, what do you want? Okay. Are you looking for a residential place, commercial? So the moment you're able
those are some of the things that you ask yourself.
Yes. If you're able to answer those questions as an investor or someone who is looking to a place to invest in, then it becomes easier for you. Okay. Yeah. Right. And now the moment I give you if, for example, you are looking for commercial, then I give you residential, you won't feel fulfilled. Yeah, I'll still go out there looking for commercial. Okay. Yeah. So in terms of residential areas, so what am I supposed to, if the question I'm asking myself, I'm looking at, I want to build a home. Yes. Then what is it that I should be looking at inside? This is the area that I want to build a home, as opposed to I want to build probably a commercial place. Okay. Affordability. Yes. Yes. So you have to answer the question of affordability. Can you afford where you want to invest? Will your family feel settled? Yeah. Do you have the facilities that will facilitate your family living there? For example, do you have clean water? Yeah. Do you have a sewer line? So unless you answer those questions as a person, and unless the person that is selling you that piece of land answers, then you'll be in a lot of trouble. Okay. You settle your family there, 2 months, 3 months, you find them, they have moved. They have gone back to the city. Well, because they don't have these amenities that they are looking for. Okay. Yeah, do you have security? Do you have a police station? Are there a hospital in case someone gets sick? So these are some of the factors that anyone who is looking into investing in land look at. But to some extent, somebody could look at it and say, I'm projecting that in a few years from now, some people would have come to invest in this area, and maybe social amenities and all those things that you want to look at will actually be here. Because you will actually be walking and just taking a stroll, and you find there's one house in a very big piece of land, and it's very deserted, away from the roads and away from other social amenities that you could actually be looking at. Okay. So buying land comes with fulfillment. You feel fulfilled as a person, But again, you answer those questions. Yes, I've bought this land, and there are no neighbors where I'm living. In case of anything, what happens? Okay. So it's good to also buy land for projection, because you never know. For example, we are talking of the Greater Eastern Bypass that passes through Mwalimu Farm, cuts through all the way to Juja. So it's a proposal. It's not yet there, right? So do you have the patience to wait for it? Okay. So those are some of the questions. that you need to answer as a person. Because unless you do, you buy that land, build that house, but you won't live there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you need to ask yourself those particular questions.
Yes.
Okay, so that is now for somebody who wants to build a residential area.
Yes.
For somebody who wants to do commercial, of course, you can't go all the way into the woods, something like that.
Yeah.
You have to focus on something that is close to the roads and things like that.
Yeah.
That is one of the things that you should actually be looking at, right?
Yes. So commercial, most of the time, you find you need to be in a space whereby gives you, what are you investing? Will you get your return of investment after putting your money there? And what are the charges that will come with the, let's say, at the moment you're talking of the county government, what are the charges, that you are going to incur in setting that business? Okay. So unless those questions are answered by you, we are going back to the investor, because the investor is the key person here. This is the person that is interested in purchasing and buying. So unless you as an investor, you're interested and knows all these factors that are involved in buying a commercial, let's say, plot, then it becomes difficult again for you. Because you will buy, again, find out that the price that you have bought this piece of land is not going to give you value of your investment. Okay. So what do? It remains stored there. Yeah. But if you are sharp enough to know, before you buy, do your maths, know that I'm going to invest this amount of money in this particular parcel of land, and these are the charges that are involved. Yeah. So unless you do that, you're going to be in trouble. Yes, you have a commercial, but you can't use it. Yeah. Because now you have drained your finances. Yeah.
I've seen sometimes people, build commercial buildings somewhere, and they rarely get somebody to actually come and set a shop or something like that. Yes. Because of the locality, where exactly is it situated, and the area and things like that.
Yes.
Let's look at in that aspect of just getting to invest in these areas. Yes. And also I wanted to ask in terms of if at all I'm going to sit down and decide I want to invest in Mala.
Yes.
Or which other area do you actually do?
Malindi. And Matu.
And Matu. Yeah. And maybe for you, you've pictured and said, okay, in the next 3 or 4 years, this area is going to be very well developed. Yes. At that particular time, when I'm looking about the future, maybe I want to buy land that I can actually invest in the future, buy it now, then sell it later. Yes. At what price would that land be going for in future, if you look at those particular areas in terms of development?
Now, you see the challenge that comes in with projection. It's proposed. It's promised. Yeah? It's not something that is actually happening. Yeah? So the moment I promise you, I can promise you heaven. Yeah? Currently, the challenge that I see, and what I see most people do, people buy adverts. They don't buy what you're saying. It's
when you say people buy adverts, what do you mean?
I mean, it's how well crafted your advert is. It's not what you're selling. Okay. So they'll buy the advert, how crafted it is. The moment you get to the ground, you realize, come on, I think I made a mistake. Yeah. Yeah. So when it comes to projection, you need to look at, let's say, are there plans? Yeah. Have you seen any work that is happening? Yes. Projections, it's good, you can project. But I can be 100% that actually this piece of land will be worth this amount of money in the next 5 years. Okay. What if I give you, let's say, for example, I'm selling a plot along Kangudo Road. Yeah. 600,000. Yeah. So in the next 5 years, I promise you and tell you, this 50 by 100 will be, let's say, 3 million. Okay. And it doesn't happen. Because there are factors that will influence this piece of land appreciating from 600,000 to 3 million. So unless these factors are met, then it will just be a promise. Okay. And the projection will not come to pass for sure. However, land appreciate every day. So RAD is the only sure investment that you can make today, and in the next 5 years, 3 years, 10 years, you'll be assured that whatever you invested has appreciated.
Okay, so it may not be the amount that I expected, but it will definitely
appreciate.
Okay, yes. Let's look at some of the things we overlook when it comes to making investments. What would somebody who is investing most of the time just ignore, and it's really important?
I think one of it is involving an advocate. Most Kenyans don't do. They don't.
Okay.
You find now the only time they go to find an advocate is when they're in trouble. Yes. So it's good to take the burden from yourself and have it on someone else who can handle the pressure for you.
Okay.
Yeah. Because now most people ignore involving an advocate who conduct his due diligence on these particular parcels of land that you're buying. And later on, you realize, oh, it was a scam. What do you do? When you are coming to involve these advocates, it's already too late. So it's always good to involve an advocate. Yes. Ask for the title deed. Yes. Ask for the mutation form. Ask for the index map from the registry. So some of these factors that people overlook come haunting later. Yes.
Okay. Now we want to take a short break here on Lookup Business. When we come back, we'll be delving deep into this conversation. Just looking at, Vincent here mentions it's important to actually get to involve an advocate. So if you don't, or rather, those people who do not involve advocates, where exactly do they do that? What are they afraid of? Be back in a minute. Don't go too far. Continue engaging us on our socials at Amoy Brian on Twitter, at Lookup TV, at Kiage Simba, and also we are live on Facebook.
Vera Beauty and Fashion College is focused on being the leading technical and vocational training institute in the region. Our team possesses in-depth knowledge and extensive experience in the industry, offering thorough training in cosmetology, hairdressing, interior design, creative arts, training of trainers, nail technology, and fashion design. With branches in Nairobi, Thika, Meru, Eldoret, and now in Mombasa, our courses ensure that learners are completely equipped with knowledge, competency, and employability skills. Enroll today to be a part of a center of excellence.
So mimi nilikuwa mmoja wa timu kubwa ya Hasla na ngojea mazao yake.
Na bila shaka mpenzi mtazamaji, ni awamu nyingine tena ya bunge la mwenyeji ambapo tunasikia tu maoni ya wenyeji hasa wananchi wa kawaida. Je, maoni ni yapi?
Anakwambia wananchi ndio kila kitu. Unaona dipsi na system ni wananchi. Unaona vile wamenyorosha watu bwana.
Tumeng'oa nanga kwenye bunge la mwenyeji.
So ile kitu nasema tunamuomba asituachilie.
Ni wakati wa mkutano. Jioni kwenye kamati ya kijiji.
Hadithi hii ilianza mwaka 1991.
Vipi kuhusu ngano kwa shamba langu kauka? Haina haja. Tutakupa kwa njia pia tukapuje.
Mkoa unaojiendesha wa Nenshahui ulitekeleza sera ya makazi mapya ya kuhamisha watu wa maeneo yenye umaskini ya Shiaigu ili waweze kujikimu.
Ninatumaini sana kwamba siku moja jangwa hapa litakuwa kijani kibichi na mji wetu wa Mining utakuwa na miundombinu kamili. You should really try this.
So mimi nilikuwa mmoja wa timu kubwa ya Hasla na ngojea mazao yake.
Na bila shaka mpenzi mtazamaji, ni awamu nyingine tena ya bunge la mwenyeji ambapo tunasikia tu maoni ya wenyeji hasa wananchi wa kawaida. Je, maoni ni yapi?
Anakwambia wananchi ndio kila kitu. Unaona dipsi na system ni wananchi. Unaona vile wamenyorosha watu bwana.
Tumeng'oa nanga kwenye bunge la mwenyeji.
So ile kitu nasema tunamuomba asituachilie.
I know many members here were already arranging to form committees on how to disburse the Hustler Fund. I have seen messages on my phone, so Mheshimiwa, tuko tayari kabisa, tumepanga committee. Sorry, I will disappoint you. There will be no Hustler Fund committee. We are working with our MNOs and the technology providers and all the mobile operators, including Safaricom, Airtel, Telcom, and all the others are on board. And that is the platform on which that money is going to be disbursed.
Good to have you join us on Heart to Heart.
We bring you stories of people who, despite the pressures they experienced, still trusted God to see them through.
The seeds that was sown in me helped me navigate and overcome that period of my life.
New testimonies, new insights, and even better revelation of the good things God has in store for us.
There is always a blessing waiting for someone in every episode.
Hapa kazi tu inaendelea kuwasaka na kuwatambua wale ambao wanafanya kazi extraordinary na zile kazi za kujituma.
Biashara yote unaambiangwa, as long as you have a plan, you can do it. Our service is about kufurahisha the customer.
Mpenzi mtazamaji, hii ni hapa kazi tu.
Ni wakati wa mkutano. Jioni kwenye kamati ya kijiji.
Hadithi hii ilianza mwaka 1991.
Vipi kuhusu ngano kwa shamba langu kauka? Haina haja. Tutakupa kwa chapi pia tukapuje.
Mkoa unaojiendesha wa Uasin ulitekeleza sera ya makazi mapya ya kuhamisha watu wa maeneo yenye umaskini ya Shia-Iguu ili waweze kujikimu.
Ninatumaini sana kwamba siku moja jangwa hapa litakuwa kijani kibichi na mji wetu wa Mining utakuwa na miundombinu kamili.
All right, now thank you so much for staying with us here on Look Up Business. We're talking about where to invest when it comes to matters real estate. And Vincent here from Levi Property Deal Limited was telling us that one of the things that we get to overlook as investors, or you as a person, is actually involving a lawyer. Now, Vincent, before we went for a break, that's exactly what you're talking about, that people don't involve lawyers. They overlook the importance of having a lawyer. And what would you say this is due to? Why would somebody be afraid of having a lawyer involved?
Kenyans are know-it-all. Yeah, they know it all. So you've heard someone, they'll talk to a friend talks to them, and they think they know it all.
Okay.
So, and some of the reasons they say, they would say that whatever involve the lawyer and the charges become a little bit higher to what I was supposed to probably give when I was buying this property.
Okay.
So
is it the issue of cost most of the time?
No. I wouldn't see its cost. Okay. I would say most Kenyans are know it all. Yeah. You try to tell someone that if you don't involve, you are likely to get scammed, but they'll tell you, no, I trust these people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get into what kind of money should I use? Because somebody will say, to some extent, I need to use my own money. But somebody will say you can actually take a loan and get to invest that particular money. Which one would be safe to actually use for this particular type of investments?
And so you can go for bank financing. Yeah. There are banks who finance purchase of property, that is property. And you can go, and currently as we speak, the government is working towards not that is taxing anyone who is buying their first property. So the moment you decide that I want to buy property, go to the bank, and the bank will actually help you buy this property. And the reason is why I had spoken about us having the payment plan. It's if in case you are not in that financial, you don't have the financial muscle to invest with us, we always give you an option. Yeah, you can take the payment plan that allows you to pay as little as 2,000 bob, or you can take the payment plan that allows you to make a deposit of 50,000 and then pay, that is the balance within 6 months. Or that is there are other projects whereby we will now require a little bit more that is a deposit than compared to other projects. For instance, in projects that are in Matu and Malindi, that one you can take the payment plan where you pay 2,000 a week and make a deposit of 50K, then pay the balance within 6 months. Or take that is in projects that go up to a maximum of 850,000, we require you to make a deposit of 300,000, then pay the balance within 6 months. So we have a solution tailored to the investor's need. So if you come to us and you want to invest with us, we'll give you the options that we have. Yes.
Okay. So those are some of the options that you actually have as a company.
Yeah.
What would you say as Levi when somebody, you know, the process, take me through the process of just what you'll take me through as somebody who has just joined and wants to invest with you first.
Okay. So it always starts with a call. You give us a call, we receive your call, we plan for a site visit. So we have site visit every Wednesday and Saturday from 8 a.m. So the moment you come to offices, which is in Roiro Town, opposite Cooperative Bank, that is our second floor, room number 5, you find us. So from there, we go to the site. We view the plot, see the beacons, see how the plan appears on paper and how it is on ground. So after viewing, then we come back to offices. Now you tell us, I've seen what you are selling and I'm interested, or I'll think about it. But most of the time, if we take you, I can guarantee you 100% you'll be interested. Because the properties that we have, they have got all the amenities that you are looking for as an investor. So the moment you come back, we'll take you through the process, how to make the payments, and after making the payments, what do we give you as a person? So we give you a receipt, we give you an offer letter, we give you a sales agreement now, and at this point now, this is where we require you to engage a lawyer. And most of the time, we won't pressure you into making payment before you talk to your advocate. So the moment you talk to advocate, he calls us, he tells us what he requires from us, we submit the same to them, then from there we proceed with making the payments.
So you ensure the process is very, very transparent.
Very, very smooth and transparent.
Let me ask you something different from what you mentioned earlier, and that's in regards to what people say, people buy advertisements as opposed to the property and what somebody is selling. Would you say probably the way you're going to package your advert in regards to this particular property, somebody will actually come and say, okay, the way it is packaged is very okay, but the moment they come to you, what would you say different so that you make sure they're not buying the advert, but they're buying the property itself?
Because if we tell you, for example, that our property has got water, you go and find water. If we tell you there's a tarmac 500 meters from the project, you find 500, that is the tarmac, 500 meters from the tarmac. If we tell you that there are amenities, there are schools, there are hospitals, you find that. So we won't sell you the advert, we'll sell you the land.
Now, why would other investors, you've been in the field, but why would it be more important for other investors and other people who deal with matters property and real estate to actually not consider that when it comes to their customers? In terms of just, you want to package an advert, but you package the advert so well, but when somebody goes to the ground, they get something different. Does that not injure your reputation as a company?
I think marketing is meant to excite, get the people to be interested with whatever you're selling. That is the aim of marketing. So the moment you have achieved that, then you find most companies are unable to promise, that is to deliver on their promise, on what I saw. For example, I did see an advert. Yes, you promise there will be water.
Yeah.
Then you find the water is around 10 kilometers from away. You promise there's a tarmac 200 meters. Is it there? You find that the tarmac is around 30 kilometers from where we are buying now.
Okay.
So those are some of the reasons as to why you find people using marketing as a tool to capture. But then after capturing, the issue on delivery, it becomes a challenge.
Okay. Now, I'd like to understand what you do to make sure that you get to retain your customers, so that even if they go out there, somebody can actually give a referral and say, I did invest with Levi Properties and this is what I got. So how do you make sure that your customers get the satisfaction they need when you get to retain them?
So we have focused on the client, the customer. Yes. Because the customer is the most important person in this business. The moment you don't take interest in what the customer needs or wants, then you're totally done. So we have taken key interest on these clients. There's no point in any time in my life in real estate that any client has called me anytime that I've failed to pick their phone.
Okay.
If you call me at 12, I'll pick your call. I would pick your call.
The client is important.
Yes. So that relationship that we have created with our clients makes those clients, after they have bought from us, refer other people to buy from us.
Okay.
So it's a chain. The moment, if you're treated well somewhere, you definitely go back again. And if you are not in a position to go back again, you refer someone or send someone to go back there and see what they are doing.
All right.
So yes.
So let's look at the industry itself and the sector itself. Yes. When you look at it, what would you say are some of the biggest challenges that the real estate has been facing, even during the COVID-19 and after the COVID-19, and how we are picking from there?
So the biggest challenge, I would say, we don't have a forum in real estate that, or let's say an organ that represents the real estate industry. Yes, there are registrations, right? But do we have an organ that says a certain area in terms of projecting the prices of land in a certain area, you can go beyond this. So you find someone is selling a piece of land at let's say 150,000. Another person is selling the same area next to your project at 500,000. Okay. So we don't have we do not have regulations in terms of market pricing. So you find today you can sell, let's say, a piece of land in a particular area at 300,000. Another person comes and sells the same at 1.2, 1.5 million.
Okay.
So if we had that regulation that would see real estate companies come together and say we are cutting, that is the market price on certain projects and in certain areas to this level.
So you can only get to
this much. Can only get to this far. So that one would help the real estate industry. But unless we do so, because a client will come to you and say, yes, you're selling a project at 850,000. There's someone else who is selling at 1.5 or even 600,000. So those are some of the challenges. Okay. Yes.
So no regulation when it comes to market pricing.
Yes,
wow.
yes.
And that is pretty bad, yes. I believe. Let's look at the future of Levi when it comes to matters real estate. When you look into the future, right now we're talking about affordable housing, and the government is very keen on ensuring that everybody gets to own property.
Yes.
Where do you see yourself in the next 5 or 10 years from now?
I would say in the next 5 years, we are looking, you see, you have talked about affordable housing, which is so key in that is improving the economy. Because you realize the moment, if I can afford higher, that is lower rent, then means my cost of living will go down. So the moment as a company, we are looking forward into getting into the real estate in terms of construction and helping people earn that is afford housing that is affordable to them.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Because currently we are looking at 10, 15, 30 million for a 3-bedroom house.
Okay.
What if as a company in the next 5 years, 10 years, getting into the construction industry, we did, let's say, 4. Of course, there are factors to consider in terms of inflation in the next 10 years, 5 years. But I believe as a company, we'll be in a better position to offer solution to most people. That's why we have offered solution to anyone that is willing or has that wish to own, but they do not have the capacity, by giving them the option of paying 2,000 bob a week. Yes.
All right. So in terms of the future, you're looking at getting into the construction industry and actually be part of the movement that is now the affordable housing right now.
Yes, and also be number 1 in customer care, because I believe in Kenya, what is lacking is customer care. Because the moment you buy something from someone, they are done with you. Or what about having these clients celebrate our 10 years, working with us, yes, 50 years, working with us. So that's what we are looking we are looking forward to as a company. Customer service. Our customers are key into our industry. So in the next 10 years, 5 years, we're looking forward into being part of the contributed that is in affordable housing and also being number 1 in customer service.
All right. Now, as we wind up, let's just talk about how you, or rather somebody who wants to invest with Levi, can actually get in touch with you. Where do they find you?
Okay. So our location is in Royal Town, opposite Cooperative Bank, a building called Royal View.
Okay.
So you can get there, 2nd floor, room number 5, and you find us there. And in terms of you getting in touch with us as a company, you can give us a call through 07 00 393 115.
So 0700 393 195.
No. 07 00 393
393
115.
115.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for being part of this conversation here on exactly where to invest when it comes to matters real estate, and your insights on exactly how it is right now and some of the things that somebody can actually be looking at when it comes to when they want to invest in property. All right. That does it for us here on Look Up Business. Thank you so much for your time and watching this program this hour. I want to say goodbye and God bless you. Thank you.
You're fair.
Shukran. Yeah.